By day, the fella next to me is a Rent-A-Center credit manager. But in fact, he's singer-songwriter Greg Perkins, and he's full of himself. He's got a new single out called This Life, and Greg joins us today to talk about it. Greg, where did This Life come from?
Well, it actually came from my wife. She had written the lyrics to it, and then I turned around and composed it. I was actually in a competition in Stewart Smokehouse in Alderson, West Virginia, and I ended up winning the competition, and the award was you got 2 hours of studio time, and then you got $500 cash. And
that's a pretty significant award, isn't it? I mean, that's a lot of money.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. I got to do what a lot of people didn't. I got to record in Nashville. And one of the things is that I had a choice where I could either come up with an original song or do get the producer to get with somebody to make a song for us.
And you drafted Heather for the lyrics?
She came out of nowhere on me. She sent it to my Facebook page, and I made a couple of, additions to it and such like that. But on a serious note, when I sat there and I read it and I understood it, it was as if I was at work, because it's the weekend's already over and it's Monday again. I only get Sundays and Thursdays off, okay? And
we had difficulty booking Greg because of this Sunday and Thursday thing. So we're here on Sunday, March 24th, talking with him.
It was basically about me, but it's about everybody else. Like, people work at the mill, they don't have time to spend time with their families or their significant others. And then when you do, you got to go full throttle.
So this is something you've spent a lot of time developing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
As you mentioned, you've been a part of other competitions in the region. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, back when I was working one day, I did a SoundCloud cover of Every Rose Has Its Thorn and recorded it on a CD, and just wanted to see what it sounded like. I did the reverb and everything to it, and I played it in the store one day, and my boss heard it, and a gentleman named Dennis Richardson walked in the door, and he said, "I need you in that competition." So I went and done the competition. I had won a couple times, and that's how I got my start to get it out there that here I am, and
you're rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
And where are you going to take this? Where are you going? You've got this one great song coming out. Eventually that probably leads to an album or several songs. Where do you want to take this? It's one thing to have a good career at Rent-A-Center, but where do you want to end up?
Oh, we're going to come with our own publishing company. That's one thing, and so that's if any songwriters or anything like that wants to come to us, we can publish their works. Makes it easier on them, so they don't have to go through a whole bunch of other stuff. They can and then they'll turn around and they'll collect their royalties from the song and everything like that.
And Greg, you have a new release called This Life coming out. When will it be available?
It will be available March 30th.
Good. All over on all these platforms. So all they have to do is go to the internet or your Facebook page and pick it right up.
Absolutely.
Now, didn't you also mention that another local radio personality had planned an interview with you prior to the release of your song?
Yeah, Big Al of Big Country 103.5 had me and him talked the other day, and we came up with a date of April 1st. So we're going to go the day after the release. So then it'll be on a Monday, and we're going to go 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. for an interview, and we're also going to be releasing the song on the radio.
And Greg, I think you've got an upcoming performance plan. What is it?
Stewart's Smokehouse. I just got a message last night on Facebook around 11 o'clock. Was asked what date we will be available. We decided with May the 11th between 9 and 12 a.m.
And that's in Alderson, West Virginia?
That is Alderson, West Virginia, yes.
And so your plans are to have a publishing company where you can attract other singer-songwriters.
Yes.
And in fact, we've had an idea like that as well, because many people in the region have tremendous amount of talent, but they don't really have a great way of getting it out.
That and one thing that also kind of scares me about the other, the other talent that I know is that when they come up with their songs, they don't get it copyrighted through the government. And that's the first thing that we did before we did any type of versions, acoustic versions, band versions of anything, because it's very important to get it copyrighted through the government so that nobody can turn around and steal it.
Sure. And finally, folks want to hear your music. How can they buy it? How do they contact you?
Well, they can contact me at 540-620-0955. You can also reach me by email on rinsdaddy19@hotmail.com. You can also reach me on Facebook at Greg Perkins Music. And setting up through CD Baby, we will be on Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon Music, and Slacker Radio, and several other platforms. Which, when we release on the 30th, I will get my purchase icon, and I will place it on my Facebook and my other distribution sites.
Sounds like you got it pretty well organized.
Oh yeah, man, we're really excited. We really are.
Well, we thank you very much for taking the time to join us. We know you only have Thursdays and Sundays, and we look forward to Greg's newest release, and we hope they have a great future. And come on back and see us.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.